Welcome back, 6:44 on Daybreak, and we are celebrating Western New York by recognizing a group of volunteers who are literally getting their hands dirty to dig up the past.
Yeah, and celebrate the everyday people who built this community. The group has been hard at work restoring a long-forgotten Buffalo cemetery because, as their motto says, every stone tells a story.
Concordia was formed in 1859. It's one of the oldest cemeteries in Buffalo. It's one of only 4 cemeteries from that time period that still remain here.
This piece of Buffalo history dates back to our community's earliest days.
The oldest stones we have found, we uncovered 2 that were in French that have dates before the cemetery was opened. So they had to be moved here, but we had no record of that.
Just 26 years after the village of Buffalo was incorporated, and a year before the Queen City grew into the nation's busiest rail center, these graves mark the final resting place for our pioneers. People like my great-grandparents, John and Wilhelmina Kleinhill. Many stories that were all but forgotten by the time this place shut down in 2001.
This cemetery was abandoned over 20 years ago.
But that's when a group of volunteers came together to resurrect Concordia. They cut grass, cleared brush, and looked for the lost, a process that continues even today.
We are doing a dig. We are going to locate using the GPR and dowsing today. We're locating stones and then we're safely bringing them up.
Bonnie mentioned 2 techniques that they're using: GPR, or ground penetrating radar, which is this machine, and dowsing. These are dowsing rods, and they're said to move when the operator's above the object they're looking for. In this case, gravestones.
They cross when you cross a grave. They open up when you clear that grave, both widthwise and lengthwise. Now the coolest part about this, you walk across the grave with one dowsing rod. If it swings to the west, it's a female, and if it swings to the right, it's a male.
And as Elmrook was explaining this, other volunteers discovered one of those lost gravestones right beside us.
On the other side?
I say it's a female.
So, would they be right? A little more digging.
It's going to be readable.
Oh, it's got a name.
And brushing away the dirt and the years.
We're in 1877.
Somebody's great-great-grandma.
And once again, the dowsing rods were right for these volunteers. It's a matter of not just uncovering history.
It's kind of like you're finding the past. You're finding someone who maybe hasn't been thought of in 100 years or something.
But a matter of bringing back the past and the people who created it.
Their relatives are gone. Everybody's gone that would have come to the cemetery to, visit the grave.
It's part of our history, all our history, really. If you live in Buffalo and have been here for a long time, these people made up our community.
Yeah, and if you'd like to get involved or simply get more information on Concordia or any of the other Buffalo's vanished cemeteries, as they call them, the Friends of Concordia are holding an event to discuss the history and how it relates to the future. Tomorrow, the event's at noon at Concordia Cemetery. That's right where Walden comes into Sycamore on the east side. It'll also include their website in the online version of the story at WGRZ.com.
That dowsing rod blows my mind.
Yeah.
Did it get it right for the other ones about male and female?
Yeah, he says, he goes, I don't understand the science behind it, but I just know it works. It's like,
That is bizarre.
it's spooky. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, let's